Hello. Wanted to do a little tapping video here, and let's pick for the topic. Let's do tapping on bad habits or falling into bad habits. So the stuff around that. I know I've been working on a course on compassionate habit change, and so I'm dealing with making some changes and how to do that. So that's kind of pertinent for me, and I bet it is for other people too. So many people I work with like want to make changes and they make some but don't feel like they're making enough, and they beat themselves up. That's another thing we've got to learn not to do. So even though, so side of the hand, even though oh, excuse me, I've had such a frog in my throat lately. I don't know what's up with that. Even though I'm having a hard time making good changes, I accept myself. Even though I'm having a hard time making some positive changes in my life, I accept myself. Even though I'm having a hard time making positive changes in my life, I accept myself. Hard time with change. Side of the eye, hard time with change. Under your eye, keep going back to old stuff. Under your nose, making poor choices in the moment. Chin. Some days I make good choices, and then I make bad choices. Actually, it's not even different days, it's different times during the same day. Collarbone. Sometimes I make good choices, sometimes I make bad choices. Under your arm. Struggling to make good choices consistently. Top of your head, you can throw that one in too. And when I make poor choices, then I feel bad about myself. Eyebrow. Making poor choices at times. Making poor choices. Just sometimes I make the right choice. Making poor choices. Making poor choices. The stress of making good choices. The stress of change. Yes, it is stressful. The stress of change under your arm. Okay, stop there. That's 2 rounds. Check back in with yourself about the whole making change. I'm checking back in. I like to close my eyes. Okay. What I'm getting now as I think about it is it feels like there's less tension about the good and bad. I feel like I've got a little more peace about, well, yes, all the good changes aren't working totally great, but I'm feeling like the acknowledgement of the good changes I am making. So that's a nice shift. So, okay, so it's still the same making choices. You don't need to go back here. So just go back up to your eyebrow, whatever's coming up now about making better choices. So I like that I'm making better choices in many cases. I'm feeling better. And I'm still frustrated that I make poor choices at times. Still frustrated, still frustrated. Wish I could make good choices all the time. Wish it would just go perfectly, wonderfully. I'm laughing because that's not realistic. Yes, of course, that's not realistic. Sighing helps, yawning helps. But I am making some better choices about some food things and some sugar things and some volume of food issues. Yes, I've been doing better. Still upset when I overeat. Yeah, still upset if I make a junky choice. And yes, I have value judgment about food, and I'm working on that too. Food is food. It's like judgment about food, judgment about me and food. Yes, yes, lots of judgment, lots of judgment, lots of judgment. But I'm making changes, and it's hard to make changes. Change is hard, absolutely. Other people have a hard time making changes too. Yes, they do. It's okay. Making change is hard. Making change is hard. Making change is hard. Making change is hard. Stop there. Check in. I feel a lot more settled. Yes, making change is hard, but I'm making change, and it's a process, and it's okay that it's a process. So embrace that for yourself today. Making changes is a process. It's going to take effort. You're going to fail, but failures do not have to be bad. it's just part of the process. So show yourself some kindness and some acceptance and some love and self-compassion as you're making changes. Any change you make is better than nothing, really. And I am also telling myself that. So there's some words for the day on change and the challenges of change.